Hello, welcome to what is almost certain to be and really needs to be a sort of condensed version of this week's It's All Comical. I'm Russ, your guy currently in Guam. As I announced last week, we're going to be soon moving to Japan. We're not 100% sure when that's going to happen, but I'm sure there will be. I don't know that I'm going to have a chance to continue with the vlog in its form consistently during the move. Likely missed maybe a week or so. I don't know. It depends on. Obviously, there's a lot of unknown logistics. And this is August the 13th, 2021. And this is going to be again a much quicker. Again, these things have ballooned quite often into these 40-minute. I wouldn't call them quite rants, but I end up taking that long to cover the topics that I'm looking to cover and sort of bring everything up to date and This week, my son is home with me, and I usually do this. It's part of my work as a writer and communicator to upkeep this vlog from week to week, and so I'm not. Today it's more of a daddy daycare sort of situation, and I'm trusting my 4-year-old, soon to be 4-year-old, as he's playing and watching one of his favorite shows. I do have the door closed, but if there's a real situation, obviously I can hear him. And if you might even be able to hear his TV going, I don't know. Anyway, so let me sort of just quickly get in and out here. Again, week to week, as much as anything, I've been following my weight loss journey. This is sort of how the vlog began. Its inception was back on April the 30th. I began a video documentation of my ongoing week-to-week weight loss numbers from a weight loss effort that began on April the 20th, 2021. Started off at 265 and change, 265.2 I believe. Last week I think I weighed in at 222 and a little bit of change. And I'm again cutting straight to it. And this morning weighing in right at 220 even. So about a 2-pound weight loss this week. And doing good. I've mentioned that my wife and I are doing this a bit together, and that we spent a little money on the Noom app. And again, mostly good with the Noom app through this many weeks, however long that is, from again end of April through middle of August here, and down from 265 down to 220 even, so right at around 45 pounds. But at 220, I'm still, I think, clinically still considered morbidly obese, just to show you from where I'm starting and where my goals are. I've got a long way to go, and I've also got, health issues in terms of the high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes that, we're sort of looking to manage, and that's really more the focus. It's, at my age, I'm not really, this isn't about getting hot. Sure. My wife, when you're in your 50s, it's not priority number one when it comes, certainly when it comes to your romantic life, I'm a married man in my 50s, so what do I need to say about that, right? I want to look my best, sure. I've got a component of vanity. It's not my primary component, but I'm a human being with blood flowing through my veins like anybody else. And I'd rather look my best rather than look my worst. But really, again, it's much more about health at this point. And looking good for my wife. Yes, I would hope. We do many things for one another. We have a really wonderful relationship, and I'm thankful and blessed for it, as well as for my son, having my son and having him here, and it's a great, again, I say I'm playing daddy daycare, but it's a wonderful thing to have a kid and to see him growing and blossoming. A great week. I didn't publish anything to Medium this week. I think I'm going, I would like to be able to publish to Medium. I'd like to be able to publish articles with good frequency. I don't like to force it. I began something, I wasn't really pleased with it, and I'm beginning to realize slowly but surely that Medium and a lot of online writing, not that it's, I don't, and I'm not laying the blame here at the feet of Medium. I mean, Medium is providing a platform and people are able to use it as they will. The entire phenomenon of content creator, though, I'm beginning to realize is sort of a soft, informal pyramid scheme, right? Like that a lot of people, and I feel, look, at one level, they say, you can write on a platform like Medium and monetize your area of expertise, whatever it is that you may be bringing to the table. And for those people that really do have, a lifelong career or an interest, an area of expertise that's, truly unique and that people really do, can gain some benefit for, then, certainly I hold no criticism about that. But there is kind of I think a thicker layer sort of underneath the legitimate writers, and I'm not pointing any particular fingers, and I don't mean that at all. I'm not looking at there's nobody, I'm not looking at you, like, that's not it. I'm saying, I think there's a phenomenon, and it's sort of easily identifiable of sort of an incestuous, feeding back in on itself of this idea of creating content to tell other people about how they can make money creating content. And a lot of people who are writing, in essence, the same article almost on a daily basis, or however many times per week they may post, or however many times per month they may be posting. But, I mean, and there's a degree to which I guess I'm not horribly interested in getting involved in that pursuit, right? Like, I mean, I'm putting my own personal journey out there, and I put that out there as part of, a way for people to get to know me, as potentially as inspiration. Again, if there's anything that I, can offer from my weight loss journey, from anything that I'm doing with, my writing or my overall, what I've already described in previous videos, and really remains to be true, this sort of a life reclamation project, as I'm sort of, being able to stop down and refocus myself as a writer, as a communicator, but primarily my interest is in creative writing, right? I'm really a screenwriter and a humorist, and I write horror, I write comedy. Again, I'm currently developing a graphic novel, which, if I had to say anything, it was a great week as far as developing that script a bit further, and seeing the ideas and the work that is coming from my friend Bill Morrison over in the UK, developing our first offerings, which will be an anthology series that we're calling Nocturnity Blue, and he's well into the work on our very first release, but also he's, he kind of keeps himself fresh by sort of moving back and forth from project to project, and he's doing a lot of great work with the first segment or section or chapter, if you will, of the graphic novel, very, very, very pleased with how things are progressing with all of that, continuing to do my creative writing, developing other things as well. So again, screenplays that I've got in motion. I've got a large fan fiction project called the Animated Donniverse, for those of you who are fans of the older 1970s and mostly 1980s Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Come over to Facebook, check that out. Please like and subscribe here, of course. All of that kind of good stuff, but you know all that stuff already, right? Yeah, so I mean, again, not to critique Medium. I think that, the idea, though, that everybody on Medium should be creating content, and it's all content designed to help other people find out how to make money from home and not go to a job, but creating their own content, saying slightly different things and encouraging one another to continue to make content, and then to make, and really the thrust then becomes what else can you monetize and sell, such as online courses. And I don't really have an online course in me, I don't think, at least not at this point. I mean, maybe if there's some, if I'm able to really develop my writing into the professional ranks, and I've got something of true value in that regard. But I mean, as far as what I may have to say, is, regarding, weight loss and personal development and growth, the things that I'm reading about, I'm just offering that to you, freely. And these are not things I'm going to look to charge you for later. And it may be, and I don't know. As I said, I'm this whole thing is a work in progress, an evolution, and I don't know. Who knows what I'll end up talking about. Again, as projects develop, there will be, plenty of time, and I'm sure focus devoted to the specifics of the hows and the wheres and the whys, and the, this is where to find the latest things, and describe more stuff that's substantive and behind the scenes and related to a lot of fun creative writing things in comics and scripts for movies and etc. But I do ask you to keep checking me out on Medium, and keep your eye out for PM Collaborative and Nocturnity Blue, and I will continue to make let you know how things are developing here on this vlog with regard to the graphic novel, and what screenplay work there may be coming down the line, etc., etc., etc. It's all so much fun, again, I'm your guy in Guam for right now, and will be your guy from Misawa, Japan, in the very near future, and maybe I'll go from your guy in Guam to your Joker in Japan. I think, man, that just popped into my head, and you're like, wow, that's terrible. Maybe, I'm thinking, sounds good. I like the alliteration of things, right? So, that helps establish in people's minds that, hey, this guy knows things about writing. Not that you're a particularly good writer, but, you've heard of stuff. And you're another guy that's doing things. Now, I like to be a little self-effacing, but I do believe that you're going to be quite pleased if you give my stuff a read. So again, direct you to Medium, and keep tuning in back here. And rather than 45 minutes, it looks like we're going to be right around 15 minutes, because again, I don't want to leave my son unsupervised for forever. That's a recipe for disaster. He's pretty much a good kid, but he is 3. So, we've got to make sure that the house isn't burning while I'm just babbling away here in my room. Again, and if you can hear him playing, or I don't give you apologies about that. Obviously, I'm shooting this out of my house. And, that gives you a little, peek inside of my life. All right, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you tuning in and watching me this week. Again, we'll probably be back on it next week, assuming that his daycare isn't once again shut down. Shut down, why is his daycare shut down? Well, the big C, and by the big C, I don't mean the traditional big C. I mean, much like pork is the other white meat, we now have another big C. It's the big C that has been preoccupying everybody's thoughts and capturing imaginations for the last year. Somebody, I don't know, not the kid. There was an announcement that went out that somebody related to somebody that goes to school there tested positive for the thing, and so today we're going to douse the entire place in bleach, and say our incantations and call an exorcist and whatever they need to do in order to make sure. Oh, and I guess hire the lady from Poltergeist to come in and say, this house is clean. And then we can all go back to daycare. So hopefully, well, you know what, if he ends up staying here for a few days next week or whatever, while they kind of button up everything, I'm fine with that too. But, I do like to try to make as much headway on my work and take my work as seriously as humanly possible. But, for right now, we're very, very blessed that my wife has an amazing career that she has. And again, we're moving from Guam to Japan in support of that, and the adventure continues. So again, I thank you very much for watching me. And until next week, you have a great week. Thank you very much.